Within the continental United States, you'll find no other geological formation quite like the Loess Hills of western Iowa. These hills stretch across 7 of the 9 counties that line the western boundary of Iowa, from Plymouth County to the north to Fremont County to the south. During the last ice age, glaciers advanced into the middle of North America, grinding underlying rock into dust-like glacial flour. As temperatures warmed, the glaciers retreated and vast amounts of meltwater and sediment flooded the Missouri River Valley. The sediment was deposited on the floodplain, creating huge mudflats. When meltwaters receded, these mudflats were exposed. As they dried, the fine-grained silt was picked up by strong prevailing westerly winds. Huge dust clouds were moved and redeposited over broad areas, forming the Loess Hills. This area is part of the Loess Hills State Forest, consisting of over 13,000 acres within the western hills of Harrison and Monona counties. In late 2022, the Iowa Natural Heritage Foundation purchased the Little Sioux Scout Ranch from the Mid-America Council of the Boy Scouts of America. Recently, this land, consisting of 1,776 acres, over 25 miles of trails, and a 20-acre lake, became part of the Loess Hills State Forest, which is managed by the Iowa Department of Natural Resources. The Little Sioux Scout Ranch was officially opened to the public at the end of September 2025. This video captures the LoHi Scout guided hike that took place on September 27, 2025, which was jointly organized by the LoHi Trail and Golden Hills Resource Conservation and Development Groups.
So we're at the Loess Hills Scenic Overlook, which is in the Preparation Canyon unit of the Loess Hills State Forest. It's one of the most popular spots in the State Forest. It's also right on the Loess Hills National Scenic Byway. It's a great place to come. It's ADA accessible, and then there's some trails that start from here that right along the ridge and give you just great 360-degree views of the State Forest. You can also see the Missouri River floodplain from here as well, and just the surrounding prairie and forest that's managed by the Iowa DNR. So we're here today, a group of us, on what's called the LoHi Scout, which is a version of the LoHi Trek, which is an annual multi-day hiking and camping trip that's organized in a partnership between Kelly Madigan and Golden Hills RC&D. And we organized this LoHi Scout. We camped overnight yesterday at the the Little Sioux Scout Ranch, which is a recent addition to the Loess Hills State Forest here in the Preparation Canyon unit. And we're just here celebrating that addition. It's a great addition to the State Forest, just because it hosts some great woodlands and also some great prairie. And just in Iowa, conservation is really important. Iowa is the most altered state in the country. It's one of the 3 states with the least amount of publicly accessible land. So it's a great opportunity for conservation to conserve and protect another slice of the Loess Hills, where you can find more than half of the remaining remnant prairie in Iowa. So the Little Sioux Scout Ranch is just behind me. We're here at the Loess Hills Scenic Overlook, and we're gonna hike We hiked about 4.5 miles from the Scout Ranch to the Scenic Overlook here, and now we're going to hike about 4.5 miles back to the Scout Ranch. We're going to cross some rugged terrain, some ridges, some prairie ridges that are absolutely beautiful and breathtaking and have 360-degree views, and also some great woodland with some awesome black walnut trees and oak trees. And yeah, there's just a small group of us here that's hiking and celebrating the addition of the Scout Ranch to the state forest.
So the LoHi is basically a term for the Loess Hills. There was some talk about the possibility of a long distance trail through the Loess Hills, and we were thinking about what to name it. And one of the struggles people have around here is that there's a lot of different opinions about how to pronounce the word Loess. Even I think Siri says Loess or loose or Loess, and so we wanted something that people could look at and know how to say. So we took the first two letters of Loess, which is L-O, and the first two letters of Hills, H-I, and just said, let's just call it the LoHi. I mean, it incorporates the Loess Hills, and we know that they're very low and very high, and so it just seemed like it fit.
Yeah, it's the Friends of the Loess Hills State Forest and Preparation Canyon State Park, and they exist as a 501c3 nonprofit that helps with different projects in the state forest, and also at the Preparation Canyon State Park they help the Iowa DNR staff with different stuff, with whether it be like writing grants or organizing volunteer events. One of the things they help with is the first state hike on January 1st every year. They partner with the Iowa DNR, the Friends group, to offer a guided hike on the first day of the year. And then they do all kinds of other different projects and activities just to help the state forest staff and just make sure that the state forest is open to the public and people are aware of it, and that people know that it's a place where they can come and recreate, hike, bird watch, hunt, fish, or just spend time outdoors in this beautiful prairie and woodland landscape.
Since 2021, we've been putting on multi-day hikes in the Loess Hills. We call them the LoHi Trek, and they're pretty rigorous hikes that involve camping, and they're not for everyone. So this time we decided, in conjunction with the ribbon cutting of the Little Sioux Scout Ranch, we wanted to put on a hike that was just a one day. So today we have 11 people who are out doing about 9 miles, It's a mostly unsupported hike in that they're bringing their own food. We are giving them a water refill station, a map, a guide, and we're gonna make sure they all go home safely tonight. But it's just a shorter version of the LoHi trek. I love spending time with people out here in the hills because I think once you're here and you see it, you can begin to grasp how important this landform is. When you're actually walking the steep slopes, you can understand how the plows that really transformed most of Iowa's landscape didn't work here. They just don't go that far sideways, or they didn't. They're actually making equipment now that does. So there is some peril, and the importance of these hills as a biodiversity life raft, I don't think can be overstated. So I just urge you all to join me in trying to put permanent protection on the hills, to conserve this, to this little tiny bit of biodiversity that we have left in Iowa. That this is one of the main places where it is. Come out, enjoy it, hike it, but also look around and figure out how you can join the effort to protect it. So there's lots of ways to connect to the LoHi Trail or LoHi Trek. We have a Facebook group just called the LoHi Trail, but also we do a lot of work with Golden Hills RC&D, so you can follow them on their social media and on their website. And then some of the main partners that are preserving and protecting land here and doing good stewardship include the Iowa DNR, Iowa Natural Heritage Foundation, also they have a website and social media, and the Nature Conservancy.